I saw you guys like tier lists. They are the only videos that are like consistently doing good, so figured I may as well do another one. And what is a subgenre of horror that I have seen a lot of? Zombies. So I went through and I compiled a list of 40 zombie films. I'm sure there's some that I've missed, but I tried to do my best to get all the ones I've at least seen. And another thing, I wanted to include 28 Days Later in that whole franchise, which is technically not zombies, so it is like just to avoid people coming after me. It's not just zombie movies, it is also infection films, so we also have Wreck, Quarantine, The Crazies, Slither, films like that, where it is not technically zombies, but it is an infection that is spreading like a zombie apocalypse. So just so that I could include that, I had to include Night of the Creeps and all of that. So yeah, 40 films. Let's get into it. Let's jump right into it with the Zombieland duology. Starting off with a hot take here, I'm putting Zombieland in coughing and wheezing. Actually, I should probably explain the tiers before I get into that. World War S, basically it's just World War Z, but with S tier. Coming Back for Seconds, Infectious, Coughing and Wheezing, and Dead on Its Feet. I tried to make it all be like, you know, zombie themed. So, Zombieland. This was one of my biggest hot takes in my zombie ranking where I did the 31 on 31, but Zombieland has never been funny to me. At least this first film, I have never found funny. I like a lot of the actors involved in this, and I think that they are hilarious in other things, but in this, I just don't find any of them funny. But for some reason, in Zombieland Double Tap, I find it significantly funnier. I'm going to put that one into Infectious. Still not, like, my personal preference here for a zombie film, but if I'm going to pick one of the Zombieland movies, I'm going with the second one all day. I think it has some very good gore, as does the original, but I think it's just overall funnier. Now we have the original zombie film, Night of the Living Dead. And this one I'm going to stick into Infectious. Here's the thing with Night of the Living Dead. It has nothing to top, nothing to outdo. That's because it is the first. It is the original zombie movie. It sets the precedent, like, for everything else. And everything else then has to top this movie. So I think that there are a lot more zombie movies that I would rather watch than the original Night of the Living Dead. But that's not to say it's a bad movie. Now we have the remake, and this is going to be our first entry into Coming Back for Seconds. Yes, I think the 1990 Night of the Living Dead remake is better than the original for two reasons. One, Tony Todd. I'm not throwing any shade on the actor in the original. He does great. I just really love Tony Todd. And two, Barbara is amazing. I really, really like her in this one. They change her character up completely, and she's very good in this one. Now we have Return of the Living Dead Part 2. I tried to keep all of these together. How the hell did Return of the Living Dead not end up together? 1 second, let me find the Return of the Living Dead movies. Okay. There's the third one. Okay. So, starting off with the original Return of the Living Dead. This is my favorite zombie film ever. I'm putting this one into World War S. It is a punk rock 80s zombie comedy horror movie. Yeah, and it's amazing. Okay, this movie is off the hinges. Like, it is insane. It is batshit nuts, but I love it so much. Can't say the same thing for Return of the Living Dead 2. Yeah, this thing's dead on its feet. I just take everything I just said with Return of the Living Dead Part 2 and just shove it into a trash can. Now, I haven't seen Necropolis and what's Rave to the Grave, but imagining that those are worse than this movie is scary, because I've heard they are, and that is terrifying. But yeah, this movie just sucks all of the fun out of it. It tries to do the exact same thing as the original with the exact same characters and just tries to write it off with like a wink, wink. Why do I feel like I've been here before? Wink, wink. And it just doesn't work. I don't like it. But shockingly enough, Return of the Living Dead Part 3 works like hell for me, so I'm putting it up into World War S. I loved this movie, okay? When I got done watching it, I was like, I don't know what to rate this. Like, I went to log it on Letterboxd, and I was like, I don't know what to do. So I just started off with 3, and I was like, okay, yeah, no more than 3. No, 4 stars is good. Like, and I was like, what is wrong with it? Like, there's nothing about this film that I really didn't like. So I think it's sitting at 4.5 stars on Letterboxd for me. That's insane. But I think it comes down to the fact I'm a sucker for horror romances. I hate romance, like romance movies, but I love horror romance because I just think it's so insane and it's usually so fun. I mean, I love Lisa Frankenstein's one of my favorite movies ever. I love this one. Julie, she's fantastic. She's hot as hell. She's super sympathetic, and she's just a perfect horror character and a perfect character for Return of the Living Dead Part 3. Now we have Disney's Zombies. This is a musical, a Disney Channel musical, that I forgot who made me watch it, but and honestly, I don't remember if it's they made me watch the first or the second one. It was one of those two. I think there's 3 and 4 now as well, which is just insane to me. But yeah, this thing's dead on its feet, dude. If the songs are good, I'll enjoy a musical. Like Sweeney Todd, good movie musical. There's some other Lion King's great. Like I love when it's done well, but it's hard to do well. In this movie, all the songs suck ass. Now we have Zombie, and this could very well be like, oh yeah, it's called Zombie. All right, yeah, this is gonna suck. It's not bad. Like there are some very good scenes in this. With that being said, it is pretty boring. It is a pretty stereotypical zombie movie, but this is from the 70s, so this was back when there wasn't really much to go off of besides Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead. I'm still gonna put it into coughing and wheezing, but it's on the higher end of that. I enjoyed it a good bit, but I wouldn't say I would really ever go to rewatch it. Now we have The Serpent and the Rainbow, and Serpent and the Rainbow is weird because it's like barely a zombie movie, but it is. It's a way different type of zombie movie. It's about like a ritual and like a potion turning you into a zombie, which is kind of more like how zombies were in like before Night of the Living Dead, was they were like voodoo monsters. So it's kind of closer to that, but still, you know, the classic zombies we know and love. And I'm gonna stick this one into Infectious. I think I was a little bit too harsh on it in my 31 on 31. I might put it up a little bit higher now. I think Bill Pullman is a pretty good protagonist here. He has a decent romance with, I mean, it doesn't have much chemistry, but it's all right. And there's some very good scenes in here. I think it's very creative, and I do really enjoy it, but it's just, nah. Now we have 28 Days Later, and here's the reason I wanted to include this, because this is in competition for my favorite zombie movie. I think Return of the Living Dead still has it, but 28 Days Later is a close second. I just don't think that there's anything wrong with 28 Days Later. I think it is the perfect zombie movie. I mean, I can name a few things I don't like about Return of the Living Dead, but the highs are so much higher in that movie. This movie's pretty dark, pretty bleak, pretty depressing. But there's some very good moments in here. There's some very good sequences. I think the when Brendan Gleeson gets turned into a zombie is one of my favorite zombie sequences ever. So, yeah, 28 Days Later, it's a banger. 28 Weeks Later. Oh, okay. I have heard some people say that this is better than the original. And I wish I could have seen something that you guys saw, but I just did not like this one. I'm gonna put it in coughing and wheezing. I didn't like it, okay? There is some good scenes in this. There is some good zombies in this. There's some decent character moments in this. But the ending is super anticlimactic. It's confusing. Like I said, there's some good scenes. You get that scene where, like, it's horrific as they shoot down all the civilians fleeing. You get that opening sequence, which is great. But I did not like this one. I'm sorry. I really didn't. And I also didn't really like 28 Years Later, but I am going to put this one into Infectious. I would rewatch it. There was some good moments about it. I liked it a significant amount more than 28 Weeks Later, but I didn't love the ending. I think it kind of goes a little bit too hard into the comedy at some points. But there is some very good moments in this one, so it's up here. Now we have Day of the Dead, and this is going to be controversial. This is my favorite of the Romero trilogy. I'm going to put this one into Coming Back for Seconds, okay? This movie, it goes full-on comedy, it goes full-on slapstick, but I kind of love that. I mean, it has its moments where it's serious, and even those are pretty well done. But I prefer when they just kind of either go full comedy or they go full serious. And Dawn of the Dead, spoiler alert for when it comes up later here. We'll just talk about it now. This one's going to go into coughing and wheezing. I was so excited to watch this movie. I finally got it on Blu-ray, and I was like, all right, let's watch this. It's one I've been needing to watch. Let's put it in. And just, dude, it's so boring. Like, I could not keep my eyes open, and it was like middle of the day, dude. Oh my God, I could not stay awake for some of these scenes, and it just like feels like nothing happens. The score is fine, but I think that also really kind of led to me falling asleep because it's very melodic. The characters are all right, the gore is decent, the zombies are blue. But yeah, I just do not like Dawn of the Dead. And let's go right into the remake of Dawn of the Dead. This one's gonna go into Coming Back for Seconds. I debated putting it up into the top tier World War S because it is very good, but there is some things about it that really hold it back for me. Obviously, like it's in the second tier. I still think it's a good movie, but I think the pregnant lady and the baby getting killed is just like really, really tonally alien to the rest of this film. I mean, it gets dark, but it doesn't get that fucked up in the rest of the movie. So it just kind of was like, oh, okay, we're going there. Now we have Shaun of the Dead, and I've seen some people arguing that this is like not a horror movie at all. You're an idiot. Like, I get it. It is primarily a comedy. It is primarily a comedy. But if you don't say that this movie is at least somewhat horror, you're an idiot. Okay? It's a zombie movie. It is gory as hell. It even has some actually scary sequences, some good character moments. I'm putting this one up into Coming Back for Seconds. I think the only reason that I'm not keeping putting it in World War S is that I'm not a huge fan of horror comedies that's their gimmick, is that they're a comedy and also a horror film. I like horror films that happen to have comedic elements to it. This movie just suffers from that, where it feels a little bit played out, but still fantastic. One of the best horror comedies. Now we have Zeom. And it's between the bottom two for this. I watched it on Netflix, came out last year. You can see it in some of my end of the year rankings, but dude, I'm gonna put this one in Coughing and Wheezing. If we didn't have good practical effects and good gore, I mean, it would just be nothing. Like, it's just this guy kicking the crap out of some zombies for a while, and like, that's it. Like, he has the plot armor of freaking Captain America. He survives like 3 explosions in this. It's just a guy trying to get to his girlfriend, kicking the crap out of a bunch of zombies. That's the whole movie. It's like, it's just like, it gets boring when you just see a guy beating up zombies for an hour. Now we have Train to Busan, our first foreign film of the list. And this one's going up to World War S, baby. I loved Train to Busan. I think, as far as characters go in zombie movies, you need to have really good ones for it to be a really good zombie movie. And that's, looking at my top 4, you can tell that that's a theme. But I love the characters in this. Even the main guy, who is kind of, you're not supposed to love him because, he's partially responsible for this. He isn't a very good dad. But even he has a very good redemption arc in the end. The Crazies, the original. I'll put it into Coughing and Wheezing, just because there was a good bit about it that I did enjoy, but it's boring. Okay, this is like the most boring film on the list, because so much of it is just characters walking and running through like open fields, and like it really drags on after like an hour of it. So I'm gonna put this one into... Do I go Coming Back for Seconds or Infectious? I'm going to go Infectious, but it's on the higher end of it, Infectious. I like this one. I liked it a decent bit. I think the characters are pretty good in here. The main guy, obviously very good. Timothy Olyphant puts in a very good performance here. I like it. Now we have the Pet Sematary series, and this is one I debated putting on the list, but like, it's about rising people from the dead, or animals from the dead, so I feel like it's close enough. But I put them on here just to get myself shot, because I'm just going to do these all at once. Coughing and Wheezing, Dead on Its Feet, Dead on Its Feet. Okay? I used to like the remake. I used to think it was scary because there was a couple scary moments in here. But a couple of scary moments does not save a completely boring and unnecessary movie. It is just the original film done again, but with no acting whatsoever. Then you get Pet Sematary 2, just a crappy, like, it's kind of fun seeing Mr. Krabs, go around killing people, but otherwise, it's just so not, it's not fun for a lot of it. It's just, yeah, I don't like it. And then you got the original Pet Sematary, and I'm going to say the same thing I said in my 31 on 31. I have read the book, so that kind of ruined the movie for me because the book is obviously amazing, and compared to this, I was like, World War Z. I think I had this one decently high in my ranking, and I think I've gone down on it a little bit. I think I'm just going to stick it in Infectious. It's a pretty... hello? Oh, there we go. It's a pretty all-right zombie movie. Like, it's just kind of Brad Pitt zombie movie. Like, it doesn't do much unique or original. It has some good scenes, like most zombie films do, like where they all like pile up and get over the wall. Amazing. But otherwise, it just kind of felt like an action movie that happens to have zombies in it. So, wasn't really my thing. Yeah. Paranorman. Here is our first animated film. Or I guess stop motion. It's by Leica. So, it's like that thing. See, I used to love this film when I was younger. Like, growing up, this was my shit, okay? I watched this film repeatedly, over and over. I loved this movie. Now, I'm rewatching it recently. I'm gonna put it in Infectious. Why is it not working? Come on. There we go. Putting it in Infectious. Like, I'd still rewatch it, and I'd get some nostalgia from it. But I don't... it doesn't have the same magic I thought it did. It's Overlord. Dude, I think I had World War Z above Overlord in my ranking, but I think I switched. I think I like Overlord more now. I'm going to put Overlord and Coming Back for Seconds. This is just a more creative, more original look at zombies. It's about people using zombies as like chemical warfare and like turning people into zombies for war. Like, that is a creative as hell and terrifying premise. One Cut of the Dead. Now, here's the thing with this movie. I think that this is an essential viewing. If you're a horror fan or a comedy fan, you should watch this film at least once. With that being said, I'm only going to stick it in Infectious. I think it is creative as hell. Why is it... There we go. I think it is creative as hell. It is unique, and it is amazing for that reason. Is it rewatchable? Is it that funny? No, it's not that funny. It's not that rewatchable, but it's just kind of a light little fun movie that, like, I say it's not rewatchable, but that's just because I know all of the tricks and twists of it. But if I was just sitting down and was like, all right, let's just have a fun time, I feel like this is a pretty good one to toss on. Like I said, I think you should watch it at least once in your life. But it's not the greatest thing of all time. It's just kind of a fun little movie. Planet Terror. Speaking of fun little movie, this one I'm actually going to put into Coming Back for Seconds, because this movie is like the badass, kick-ass zombie movie that I love. Like, obviously, some people like World War Z, some people like Overlord. I'm sure there's a couple crazy people who like Zeom, where it's just people fighting zombies the entire time. And Planet Terror, it's my shit, dude, okay? You get Rose McGowan here with a machine gun leg, and it's badass. You know, she's on the back of a motorcycle gunning down zombies with her leg. That is badass as hell. Now we have Army of the Dead. I think this might be a little bit controversial, but I did not like this one whatsoever. I'll go coughing and wheezing, though. I don't think it was quite as bad as the ones I have down there. Cooties! This is an infection movie. I think I would count this as a... Yeah. With that being said, I'm putting in coughing and wheezing. I did not find it funny whatsoever. I thought the concept was underutilized. Yeah, I just didn't really like it. VHS 2, but we're only ranking the zombie segment, so A Ride in the Park. Infectious. It's a good, solid segment. Like, it's not life-changing. It's just a fun little first-person POV of a zombie, and that's kind of cool. Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. This is one of the only Scooby-Doo movies I've watched. I've seen this and whatever the hell Scoob was. But this one, pretty good. Okay, the twist is that there is legit ghosts and zombies and shit on this island, so that's pretty cool. I think I was a little bit harsh on it in my ranking. I think I put it like at like 18. I'm still gonna put it in infectious. Like it is at the end of the day a Scooby Doo story. Like you get the jokes, the same jokes you always get. Like it's just basic, it's reliable. You're never gonna have a bad time with it. Now we have Dead Alive or Brain Dead, depending on where you are. This movie, when I did my 31 on 31, was the biggest shock of the entire list. World War S, baby. Oh my god! If you have not seen this movie, don't if you have a light stomach. But if you have an iron stomach like me, watch this movie. It has, like, some people say The Thing has the best practical effects. Some people will say, like, the Terrifier movies. They have not seen Dead Alive. Okay, this movie has the greatest display of practical effects I have ever personally witnessed. It is gory, amazing death after gory, amazing death. It is a horror comedy with actually funny and insane and crazy bits going on. It is a amazing zombie movie, and I wish it was easier to get your hands on because I would have a Blu-ray so quick of this thing because it is amazing. Night of the Creeps. I regret my ranking for Night of the Creeps on my 31-31. I mean, there's a couple where I'm like, maybe I was a little bit too harsh on it, but it would like move like one spot. This one might move up like 5. I'm going to put this one into Coming Back for Seconds. I thought it was fun as hell. I love Tom Atkins in this movie. I think it is a fun as hell movie. Now we have the remake of Night of the Creeps, Slither, or unrelated movie that also has worms infecting a small town. Yeah, I don't know. Slither is gonna go into infectious. Now, if you'd have asked me before I'd seen Night of the Creeps, I would have put it into Coming Back for Seconds. But now that I've seen Night of the Creeps, it is a lot better. Wreck. Ooh. For sure, Coming Back for Seconds. Would I put it up in the top? No, I don't think I would. I love it. It's a fantastic movie. It's scary as hell. It's a good found footage, like, infection movie where they're trapped in this apartment complex. I think it is super scary, but I wouldn't quite put it up in the top. Quarantine. It's a shot-for-shot remake. Dead on its feet, dude. I cannot stand shot-for-shot remakes. It's just the same movie. Just watch the original movie. Like, there's no reason to watch a shot-for-shot remake because you know everything's that's going to happen. Like, down to the beat, down to the line, you know what's going to happen because it's the exact same movie. Except I think they changed the ending. Okay. Freaking Psycho 1998 isn't technically the same movie because they add in Anne Heche's butthole, so does that make it a good movie now? Cabin in the Woods. This one I also didn't know whether to include, but I feel like zombies are, like, the primary villain for most of it, because, like, yeah, I don't know. But I'm putting this one into Coming Back for Seconds. Again, with the, like, horror comedy thing, I think it's funny. I think there's a lot of funny moments in it, but it just kind of... Horror comedies aren't my thing. When the comedy is so, like, the whole gimmick, it kind of wears thin. Reanimator is our final movie in the tier list, and this one is going to also go up into Coming Back for Seconds. Would I put Reanimator in World War S? Because I know that my top 5 on my 31 on 31 is there, but I think Reanimator was my number 6. No, I have some problems with Reanimator, so I'll keep it in Coming Back for Seconds, but it is close on there. And that is my completed tier list for every zombie movie I have ever seen. Zombie/infection movie. Like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like it. Hit the bell notification to be notified when I post any brand new videos. Comment down below some more video ideas for me, because I like to see what you guys want to see, and then I can make those videos. So, until next time, I'm Ethan Horror. This has been Ethan Horror.